There is no reason for a man to behave like a gentleman with a suit. That's kind of the whole selling point. That would be ridiculous at best and wasteful and dangerous at worst. So that's the answer to the question that began this series. Where are all the gentlemen? They disappeared when the lady went extinct. And it wasn't men who killed her. Women have proudly fought tooth and nail to escape the social restrictions that define that identity over the past 60 years. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is that modern women want the best of both worlds. They want the social freedom of the prophet and the respectability of the lady. And that just doesn't make sense. Like, one person can't be both a lady and a prophet at the same time. If these designations are to have any meaning whatsoever, they need to be grounded in objective phenomena. And while it's always kind of easy for a lady to become a prostitute, it's very, very difficult for a prostitute to become a lady. It is possible, like the Empress Wu, who started out as a concubine in Chinese history, but it is much more difficult than the opposite. So let's be real. The standard template for a woman's behavior in the sexual marketplace today is to engage in casual sex without commitment through their 20s and then settle down into marriage around 30. That is, they want to enjoy the social freedom of a prostitute for 10 to 15 years, and then they want the respectability of a lady for the rest of their lives. And unfortunately, that doesn't make sense to men.
Makes no sense whatsoever. And us men keep telling you women that this is a problem, but y'all don't really care. And that's fine. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. But guess what? Us men can do what we want to do too. And this is why we are where we are. And it's so funny to me because these women will push back on this so much. They'll tell you how body count doesn't matter. Why would a man care about my past? They'll sit there and tell you all that stuff. And there's always a couple goofy men out there like, okay. But the one thing you'll never hear them talking about is the science behind it. You never hear them talking about pair bonding and stuff like that. None of that stuff matters to them because they want to do what they want to do with no repercussions. That's what they want. Now, of course, there are some men out there who don't care. They'll date any woman with any past, anything she got going on. It doesn't matter to them. And I say kudos to those men. Knock yourself out. But that does not mean the rest of us are going to deal with that. Like the man said, when you're in your 20s, you're okay being treated like a prostitute. But once you get to a certain age, now all of a sudden you want to be treated like a lady. Now you're out here trying to make these men wait 3 months for the same box you were giving away after 3 hours. And that backfires all the time. You're gonna mess around and approach the wrong man with that.
And you wait 3 months. Then you finally get it and she's like this, I'm yours. And you go, you.
These women want men to be the traditional type of old school men, but they don't want to be the old traditional women who actually cared about their body count, who didn't want to be known as a jump off or something like that. They want us to accept that, but they don't want to accept any changes that we make on our end. But like the man said in the video, there is no reason for a man to act like a gentleman when he's dealing with a streetwalker. And of course, we're not saying you're out there walking the streets, but what he is saying, y'all have the mentality of a streetwalker, but y'all want us to remain gentlemen. It just doesn't make any sense. And it all goes back to the sexual revolution and women can do whatever they want to do and be free and nobody should judge us. And that's fine. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say in the mirror or when you're talking to each other, but that ain't got nothing to do with us. There are rules that apply over here. If you don't like the rules, you don't have to play the game. A lot of women have opted out and they want to just be single. Fine. Men aren't complaining about that. Do what you want to do. But do not think you're going to come over here and get us to change our rules because y'all wanted to change your rules. It doesn't work that way. We don't care if you climb all the way up to the top of Mount Everest and scream how your body count shouldn't matter and your past shouldn't matter and men should judge you on who you are today. The men are sitting there looking at y'all on top of that mountain like,
we don't care.
Let me tell you,
We don't care.
so the fact of the matter is you can have some of this cake, but you ain't eating it too. That's all we trying to say.
Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies, but the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise.
This can't be real. This cannot be real. I must be dreaming like Christopher Williams.
Right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies.
Oh my God, I think this is real. I got a headache.
But while y'all are out here being like the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're f***ing a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe. Like, there's no amount of moisturizer and sunscreen that will change the fact that his great-great-great-great-great-grandma should have swallowed him.
All right, seriously, am I being punked? Am I being punked right now? Where are the cameras?
Like, we are out here f***ing and making babies like we're a goddamn endangered species, but the breeding stock is foul. And that's why most men are ugly.
Oh, time out. Time out. Time out. Time out.
Okay, they DEI'd themselves into someone's grandma's coochie, and now we are all forced to deal with the consequences of that. Sucks.
Yeah, is this TikTok? Okay, good. I would like to report an account. I'll hold. You know, I do my best not to come on here and talk about people's looks because people look like what they look like. I don't even try to judge you on that.
I try to stick to the points in the video, but I'm sitting here watching this video like,
This is bull.
This isn't right, okay? I'm just gonna be nice about it. This isn't right. This woman should not be online talking like this. She shouldn't be doing this. That's like a homeless man calling you broke. Now, I'm thinking maybe this woman got something going on mentally and that's why she's making this video. And if that's the case, cool. But if this woman is sane and she got on here and made this video, I am under the assumption that she wants people to talk about her. That's what I'm thinking. She made this video because she wanted to go viral because people are gonna talk about her. I'm guessing that, I don't know. Because honestly, I wouldn't listen to anything she was talking about because sometimes the message could be great, but the wrong person is delivering the message. And this is one of those times.
Just sit there and shut up.
Where is my husband? Y'all, it's 7:30 in the morning. And it's 63 degrees in my house. 63 degrees. Because for whatever reason, my pilot is not lit. And this is the second time in 3 days that this thing keeps going out. Mind you, I just got a brand new furnace at the beginning of the year. And now I gotta relight it again and wait until someone comes next Tuesday to freaking figure out what's wrong with this. It's too cold, it's too early. And this is exactly why I need a husband. Where is my husband? Because he should be figuring this out.
you see, that's what I'm talking about. This young lady gets it. She understands what a man brings to a relationship. Because if I was there, I had that thing fixed in 3 minutes. We'd be back in the bed watching Netflix, eating some popcorn.
Nah, this bullshit.
I'm lying. I don't know nothing about HVAC. We would both be in that basement staring at each other trying to figure out what to do next. But she was right about one thing. If she's in a relationship with the right kind of man, she wouldn't have to worry about this. Like if I'm in that household, even though I don't know anything about HVAC, I would probably watch a YouTube video, call one of my homeboys, call a family member, ask a neighbor. I would do whatever I can to figure out what's going on with that thing. Now, if that doesn't work and I couldn't get an HVAC guy to come out until Tuesday, maybe I'll run to the store, get us a heater, and we'll just bundle up in the bed until the guy get there. I'm pretty sure we can figure out something to do to pass the time. But the point is, I wouldn't put that on my girl. I would make sure that was taken care of so she doesn't have to deal with it. So she is correct about that. Even though it probably wouldn't have been handled right away, it would have been handled and she wouldn't have to think about it. That is the value of having the right type of man in your household. Sometimes he just takes stuff off your plate and you don't have to personally figure it out. And to some women, that is valuable. Just like to some men, it is valuable when women do that for us, when they take stuff off our plate. Maybe it's as simple as calling the doctor to set up the appointment, or like booking a flight and hotel for my business trip. And the point I'm trying to make is it's nice to have people in your life to take certain things off your plate. And in this situation, if you're dealing with the right man, he will take this off your plate so you don't have to sit there and wreck your brain about this. So even though there are a bunch of women out there who only equate money to what men bring to a household, there are some women out there like this one here who understands that we bring a lot more than that. But anyway, leave your thoughts on the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.